Good afternoon, everybody. It is Thursday. I came down in the pouring rain, but now I look outside and it's very sunny. So I think we're on a good term for the next few days. We're going to have colds, but brisk weather. I have a great show today. I'm going to start out with a Zoom show with a lovely lady who is an author and unbelievable stories that she writes of sweet romance. Her name is Susan W. Green. Susan, are we there? Can you see us? There she is. She's a beautiful
Hi.
woman. She writes
Hi,
great.
Valentina. Thanks for having me today.
Thank you for coming in. You're in the Breakfast Club arena today. We're all
Woohoo.
about women that make it happen. And I
Sounds
see you
exciting.
you are one of those. So I'm going to let you talk about yourself because I'm amazed. I thought I was going to be going on a trip to Crystal Lake and see a beautiful store with all of these things. Her book cover is right there. We're going to show the book in a minute. So let's talk. How did I meet you? My favorite place, right? Facebook, right?
Facebook. We met on Facebook.
Aw.
Um, and I just was watching some of the shows and I thought, oh, I want to join. That sounds like lots of fun. I love talking about my books. And so Valentina said, hey, let's just chat. And we decided I would come on the show. A little too far for me to travel today, but I love Zoom.
Yes, and actually, she lives near my daughter.
Oh, wow.
So one of my visits, we're going to have coffee because at the Breakfast Club we have coffee and bagels all the time. That's part of what we do because it's the cheapest meal of the day.
And all of my books have coffee.
That's good. Well, talk to me about how this all happened because it's a trilogy. You have one book, two books, three books, and now in Christmas, she has the best Christmas gift you want to buy for somebody.
I
Let's show
hope
a copy of the books and let's have you start talking.
I hope so. I hope everybody buys it. Just to backtrack a little, I heard you talking at some point about women in their second careers or third careers, and this is my second career. I was a banker for 35 years. I was an executive director at a bank, all about nuts and bolts and rules. And so I retired, and then the pandemic hit, and I just felt like everybody needed a happy ending, and so that's why I decided writing a romance book. A lot of people that know me was surprised I wasn't writing a leadership book, for example. But that's very much like working. So I wanted to do something where I thought everybody had a chance at a happily ever after. And so I just started writing. So the Christmas book is my third book. And thank you for showing all the titles and color covers. Um, a little bit about Crystal Lake Christmas. All the books are called Crystal Lake. Crystal Lake Inn was the first one. Crystal Lake Gifts was the second book. And Crystal Lake Christmas is the third book. It just came out 2 weeks ago. So in this book, I decided to depart a little from my protagonist. Kate Moore is actually in her early 60s. The other two books were written about daughter and one of her daughter's best friends, and they're in their 30s. But Kate has had a devastating time over the last couple of years, and she's hiding away in New York, probably close to where you're located. And her daughter decides to get her to come to the inn that her daughter Cassidy owns, which is in a town in Maine, but the town is a fictional town I created by a lake. And they're having the whole family there for 2 weeks, family and friends. So finally, Cassidy gets her mom to agree to come. But her mom is independent, won't let them come and bring her. So Kate decides to take the train from New York to Boston, then to Portland, and then another 2 hour drive to get to Lakeview. And on the transfer between New York and Boston, she has an empty seat next to her. And when the train starts up again, she hears a gentleman speaking to the train assistant, and she knows that voice. And that voice belongs to Thornton Reed. And she knew Thornton 40 years ago. And their story was love not taken up. So this book is about second chance at love for Kate and Thornton.
That's kind of sweet, very sweet.
I love that.
The book also has it's everything you'd ever want to do at Christmas. So besides the inn being totally decorated for the holidays, the whole town is decorated. Every store window, every street light is decorated. Someone told me the book's a little bit like a Hallmark Christmas movie.
That's what I thought when I saw it.
Yeah.
Have you ever thought about trying to get a film done?
I would love. I don't have an agent, so I did look into it. I did try to submit my first book, but it got rejected. But I'm not giving up. So I think this book is perfect for their Christmas series. And now that it's out and it's written, I'm going to go back to try to see if I can find a way to get it in front of Hallmark. It would be wonderful. It'd just be just like all their really wonderful Christmas movies.
Well, one thing, and one thing every year, there's about 15 festivals around, everywhere. You need to write a screenplay.
Yes.
That you might have to hire someone to do that for you. But once you have the screenplay, then you need a lot of money. But sometimes stuff happens.
Yes, and I took a writing class when I decided to write, and that person that taught the class became my editor. Even though I'm self-published, I do hire an editor and proofreaders and someone to help design my covers. But my editor, she writes a series of books, and she has been given a contract to turn one of them into a movie.
So that's it. Yes.
So she now has the contacts. And so after the holidays, her and I are going to talk about what it would take for me to get this turned into a screenplay and potentially get it in front of Hallmark.
Well, that's great, because if you get the screenplay done first, you submit it to all the festivals. And that's how a lot of people get to see it.
Yeah.
And not only that, if you happen to win a screenplay, they only pick one for the whole festival. There's about 55 festivals or 100. They are all over the place.
Wow.
So, and you already have a contact that made it. Now she probably just has to come up with the money.
Yeah.
Or the sponsor, to do that. So you're really ahead of the game because you have that other editor on your right hand and your left hand.
Yeah. Yeah. And I mean, from my banking days, I was always involved in the marketing with banking. So I have a little edge for some self-published authors who they write, but they don't know what to do next. So I created a brand. I have a color scheme. I have contacts to get my message out. Have a website, social media. So I do have a little bit of an edge over some. My first book, for example, Crystal Lake Inn, in the first year sold 1,000 copies, which is a lot for self-published.
Wow.
Definitely.
It won 3 awards, and it was distributed in 9 different countries. So I have some track record too, that I can get a book written, I can get a story out. So I think, the next step really for me is to try to see if I can get that screenplay and see if I can turn my books into a movie.
That's great. I'll never forget at these festivals when a screenplay wins. Oh, the people, the person that write it, they get so excited. The nice thing is that you're surrounded by people that make movies. That's why being involved in a festival would be a good idea for you.
Yes.
I only know this because I've been doing it for 3 years and I love it. And now I'm acting, and I want to make my book into a screenplay. But again, I need to find someone, and you got to pay the bucks.
Yes.
So, but coming from the corporate background to this, you must be so happy because you're your own boss. You don't have to take any rules from anyone. In the corporate environment, what happens?
I love it because in a bank environment, I mean, everything's about rules and regulations, and being able to write and being self-published versus having a contract really allows me to go at my own pace. I'm retired basically, but I can write when I want, and I can write what I want, even though my editor and we mainly agree on about 70 or 75% of what I want to write. But when we don't, she's not my boss.
But I would even think that people that, have nice homes and entertain for the holidays would love to have you come into their home when they have a party and come for an hour and then you'll probably sell every book in the room because it's a perfect book for a holiday event.
Well, if you could see my house is already decorated for Christmas because I had my launch party here last Sunday. So the 1st of November, my little elves came over and helped me, and we decorated the house to the hilt. And we have I have my outdoor lights all up. So when everybody came on Sunday, they were surprised. They know I decorate a lot for all the holidays, but they were
I can tell
surprised.
just by looking at the pages in the book. I mean, your house is probably immaculate. You'd say Mrs. Claus. I'm surprised you don't dress up as Mrs. Claus.
And we were hoping it was a little chilly because we wanted to have the fireplace on. So we had it on, but it got too warm in the room, so we had to open the sliding glass door. But I got my fireplace moment, a couple pictures of my book in front of the fireplace. So it was really nice. And I made homemade cocoa, just like in the book. There's a lot of homemade cocoa.
I want to do this.
Can I
It sounds like
go?
so perfect, doesn't it?
Yes.
That's great. Really?
Yeah. It is the kind of book you just want to grab your coffee or your cocoa and a quilt and just, cozy up. And it's a really easy read. And so I hope that everybody who reads it enjoys it and leaves a review, please, on Amazon or Goodreads.
And how do they buy the book? And what's your website and all
My
that?
website is www.books@susanwgreen.com. So books@susanwgreen, all run together.com.
Okay. And all three of the books can be bought there?
Yes, you can go there, or you can actually, I'm not plugging Amazon, but you can go to Amazon and you can just put in Crystal Lake Christmas and it'll pop up and you can buy it directly there. And I do have my books. I do support independent booksellers also, but they're all local here to the Northern Maryland, Northern Delaware. But I do have my books in some independent bookstores, and you can buy it at Barnes and Noble's on demand, not in the store, but on demand.
That's great. Now, how did you get circulated in all the bookstores? Did you do that yourself?
Yep.
Yeah, that's a lot of work.
Take my book into a store, call, send an email.
Face to face, right? Mm-hmm.
Yep. It's like old fashioned. Just take some little gifts and take my book to a bookstore. And usually most of them have a consignment deal. Like at the beach in Delaware, we'll call it the beaches, not the shore, but the beach in Delaware. They have a consignment deal. So my books are there also. And they have a form you fill out, and it's a very generous proposition. Most of those consignments, the author gets 60 or 70%. The bookstore just takes a little.
That's terrific.
Yeah, it's a better profit than Amazon. And then they let me have a book signing. So I do, about a dozen book signings a year. I already had my first 2 book signings with the new book. And that was really a lot of fun. Last Saturday, I did one. And I bundled my 3 books together, put some Christmas ribbon around them and put a candy cane on them.
Great way to sell them, I'm telling you.
Yeah, sold the bundle as Christmas
Go
present.
to the back of the church, wherever you go to church on Sundays. I'm sure they'd all sell. You give the pastor like $3 a book for the
Yeah, I've done book clubs at senior centers, and I belong to a couple little local artisan guilds. And at first I thought artisan paint, jewelry, but they also have books. So I have my books at some artisan guilds, and they let me come in and do book signings and do book readings. So you just have it's a lot of work. Once you write it, you have to promote it.
Definitely. And you're a one-man band. I know, because I am a one-man band, and it's not easy, but it just happens for some reason. We hope you're going to stay on with us, because we're going to come back to you in a little while. Will you stay on and listen to us?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Well, first, before we start, everybody on the Breakfast Club show gets Italian bread, because we believe in sharing. Okay.
Yay.
So you guys, because I can't give it to Susan, you're getting 2 Italian breads, because we give everyone them, because we believe in family and we believe in sharing. And it's a great show. People in here, we made a big scene already in the pizzeria down the block today because of my one guest who was Miss Popularity. So we're just breaking it out today. It's really good.
Good old Dominic.
So our first great sponsor, another great sponsor today, is Tranquility Spa. So, Bobby, I'd like to show this spa is located in Franklin Square and Levittown. You both have to go and you tell them the Breakfast Club sent you. They have everything from foot spa to eye spa to getting your hair washed with these things in your head. Yes, that massage your head, feet, come from your feet all the way up to your shoulders, and you don't have to take your clothes off, which is great. You could sit in the chair if you're elderly, or you can lay on the blanket. They have all these oils, as you see, all of the oils that are good for all different things. And if you have a bunch of girlfriends, they let you bring in the champagne, and you have a blast. And it is wonderful. That is the Salt Cave. Look at that Salt Cave.
Love it.
Beautiful.
I was there when they built it. It's in
Really?
Levittown. Yes.
Oh my gosh.
And it's unbelievable. That is Angela. Angela works both of the salons. She is one hot, sweet lady.
Yeah.
And all of the people that work there, including the men and the women, have hands to die for. What they do to you, you come out of there feeling just wonderful. And you just need to call Franklin Square at 280-7539 or Levittown at 612-0808 and tell them the Breakfast Club sent you, and they'll tell you everything they have that you want to try. They can use all kinds of oils on you, whatever you pick.
Right.
And they're just a great family. And Angela was just honored as a businesswoman on Long Island for being one of the best spas on Long Island.
Wow.
And the prices are half of what you pay in Huntington and all the other places. Yeah.
Wow.
So you have to try Tranquility and tell Angela we sent you. Thank you, Angela, as always. We'll pick you up again at the end. And then I have these two beautiful ladies here. But first we have to have our toast to Susan Green. If you have a cup of coffee there, pick it up. There she goes. She's ready.
Yeah.
Congratulations. And everybody has got to buy this Christmas book. I'm telling you,
I'm
it is
excited.
a great gift. And again, I'll have her repeat how to buy it. And you can always go to my website. It'll be up there on my Facebook. And what's your name on Facebook? Is it Susan H. Green, W. Green?
Yes.
Okay, so it's the same. Susan W. Green, you have to do it because it's a great gift and everyone will love it. And she can even tell you how to decorate it, that it looks so beautiful at her party with certain kinds of ropes.
Hot cocoa in the middle.
Yes, definitely. Definitely.
Thank you,
I have
Valentina.
one of the ladies that work here. Her name is Susan. I know she's buying it because she is a Christmas freak. I mean, she loves everything Christmas and she loves books. My Susan decorates our show for the holidays. And she does a beautiful job. Isn't it beautiful?
Yes, she does.
Really pretty. So now we're going to come over to my friend here, who I'm going to let her talk about herself. We're leaving the list. Vincenza Damon. I said, are you Italian? Your name is Vincenza, but you don't look Italian. She is Italian.
Yes, I am. My name is Vincenza Damon. I was formerly Bartolillo, which is the Italian name, but Damon.
Once you start talking, you can tell you're
Yes,
Italian.
yeah, I'm from Long Island.
hands.
and
Yes,
all
Long
the above.
Island. Long Island. That's what it is.
Yes, absolutely. So I've always had a passion for working with children. Ever since I was a dancer, I wanted to teach dance. So that's how I originally started getting involved with youth. And now I'm this team leader at Kids Need More. And let me tell you what an organization it is to be a part of.
We have some slides. We can put up her slides, Bobby.
Yes, absolutely. So Kids Need More, for those of you who haven't heard of it, it is a 501c3 non-for-profit organization that it aims to enhance the childhood of those who are affected by life-threatening illnesses like cancer, whether it's themselves or their family members, or anything that is traumatic that has gotten in the way of having that childhood experience. And so they have day camps for those who are experiencing illnesses, or the family members who have somebody in their family who's facing cancer or something that's life-threatening. And it's fully staffed by volunteers. It has a medical staff on hand so that these kids can enjoy themselves. Really what the organization does is they try to make sure that every kid has the possibility to experience the magic of camp and the magic of childhood, no matter what they're going through. It's really just such an amazing organization that I'm so proud to be a part of.
Well, you do a great job, but you
Thank
also
you.
come from a background of such unbelievable things. I mean, you're
Thank you.
from what university are you from?
So yes, so I got my bachelor's in psychology at Stony Brook University.
Right. Mhm.
And then I got my master's in public health at Hofstra University.
Which is a great school.
Thank you. Yes.
My daughter graduated from there.
Amazing.
Yeah, I always knew I wanted to help people in some way. I thought maybe in the medical field, and then when I heard about the field of public health, why just help an individual when you can help the whole community? That was my
Right.
whole idea, and
Love it.
it really just spoke to me. So so happy to be.
So
in this
we
work.
believe in community here. So
Yes.
guess what? Let's look what we have for you here. Why don't you pick up
Oh,
one
my
of these
goodness.
bags? Okay. We have everything for the kids here.
So
Oh my
juicy.
gosh.
Bags and bags full to
Amazing.
decorate their tree.
Incredible
love this.
decoration.
Oh my gosh,
Stars,
look at
okay.
it.
This is so sweet.
And I didn't realize though this
Oh.
stuff is going to be decorated. How many buses?
So we serve over 1,500 families.
Wow.
God.
So we have a
Wow.
basically a whole depot of buses.
Oh my
so this is
gosh.
definitely going to be helpful. So
And you said they're nice buses.
they're
What
nice.
are they
They're
like?
coach. They're
Oh,
coach
they're coach
buses.
buses.
Yes, so we're on them all day. So we need the bathroom.
Right.
Just to explain to the viewers as well. So what we're talking about is called our cheer bus, holiday cheer bus.
Holiday cheer bus.
Love
It's
it.
great. I love
And
the name.
yeah, it's fantastic, and it's our way of bringing the holiday spirit and joy and gifts to families, so that they don't have to come out. We just meet them where they're at. We meet them at their house. It's so beautiful. We have a bunch of teams that come together with a team of elves, and yes, we dress up as elves.
So are you an elf or are you a driver?
I am an elf that day, absolutely. Yes, and so we decorate our buses to make sure it's basically our sleigh. Honestly,
love
it's not
it.
a bus; it's a sleigh that day. We have Santa on board.
Incredible.
He greets all the kids when we get there, and we give
Yay.
them.
Look at my watch. I just got over this. It's not working. Oh, that's why I'm doing this. I don't have a watch on the table, guys. Oh, there it is. Okay, you found it.
I got you.
So that's so helpful because we decorate our bus. We have Santa, and the families will basically send us what they need, and then we are there to deliver it. So
That's
we
so
fundraise,
incredible.
we put boxes in businesses. It's a great thing for businesses to get involved in. And we always need volunteers because, again, this thing is entirely volunteer run. So I know we'll definitely
I have a feeling that our other guest here
Yes.
is going to be very helpful to you because we talked about it already.
Yes.
And she really likes it. Now, who is Mistletoe? What's her name?
Melissa Mistletoe.
Melissa Mistletoe.
Yes.
Who is that?
So Melissa Firm, she is the executive director of Kids Need More. She was inspired to start this amazing organization through her own health struggles as well. So she is just, I was explaining her before, and the best way I could say it is, if a kid could dream it up, Melissa somehow brings it to life.
Yeah.
I mean, you would hear about something like this where 1,500 families are served in one day, and you'd be
No.
like, no way. She makes it happen.
Wow.
She is just fantastic.
And she's the CEO,
Wow.
right?
She is the CEO, yes,
Mhm.
and everything is fundraised for. She recruits her volunteers. She trains the counselors throughout the summer before they go into do those camps that I spoke of.
Right.
She is just incredible. She's the powerhouse behind it all, and
Very
Oh my
nice.
gosh.
Very
it's,
nice.
it's incredible.
How long are you with the company?
I've been with her for about 2 years now. So yeah,
Wow, that's great.
Yeah,
Now, how do people call you, or how do they
yes,
get in touch
absolutely.
with you?
So you can either go to our website, which is www.kidsneedmore.org, or you can call or text. We actually have the number right here. So it's 646-907-8473. And you can tell us exactly what you're interested in, whether you're interested in volunteering that day or at headquarters, whatever it might look like for you. We also want to make sure it's convenient for our volunteers because we're so thankful for their help. So that's
Oh my
how people
gosh.
can get involved and
That's
ask
great.
questions. And oh yeah, we'd love it.
And
thank
we
you.
have this
I
lovely
love
lady
it.
here who's expecting.
Yes.
And you
Nugget in
really-
there.
These are little
Nugget.
anything. You don't even look that
Thank you.
that big, really. Don't
Thank
you have
you.
another child?
I don't. I
It's
have
your
a
first.
puppy who's kind of like
Oh,
my
Like
first
your
child.
baby.
But
Yes,
yes,
of course.
But this is my first, and he's a boy. So
Oh, you know.
we're very
Susan,
excited.
do you have a dog or a puppy?
I have grandpuppies.
3 puppies. We got dog lovers here today. Me, my daughter has dogs, but guess what? She has to give the dog Xanax when I come because I'm too exciting for the dog. They have to medicate the dog when I come for the holidays.
That's
So
hilarious.
Thursday, she's going to be medicating the dog when I go for Thanksgiving.
Thanksgiving.
That's you have a
The
lot
dog-
common over you. All of
Yes.
Does the dog walk into things?
you. The dog goes under my skirt and touches my stuff, and I can't stand it.
So
That is
So they
hilarious.
even let the dog eat at the, near the table, which I don't like. Not on the table, but it's not very nice.
it's like having another. I mean,
It's
the dog
another
sleeps in
child.
bed. It's
Yes.
like
Yeah,
I
you
have
might.
a little
Oh.
thing, so he's.
And when you're a mother-in-law, my sister who has a daughter-in-law, she lets the dog in her bed when they go away. I'm
Oh.
like, never, it will never happen to me.
That's me.
But we're going to come
Oh, my
back to
goodness.
everybody again.
Yes.
And now I have Gina Grassi, who's actually going to be speaking about the Jets
Yes.
and also calling someone very famous.
I mean, who do you think it is?
Well, I'm not a sports person, so I can't really say. But I did talk to him. He sounds like a nice man. So who
He's
is it that you're going to get
amazing.
on the phone?
So I am going to contact Wesley Walker. Him and I.
Do you know who he is?
I do.
All
I
right,
was
so
telling her the
good.
reels.
Good. Do you know Wesley Walker, Susan?
No, from the New
well,
York
I don't either from the New York Jets because I'm not a sports person.
So Wesley and I go way back. Actually, I danced with his daughter for a very long time, and thereafter, he became my gym teacher.
Gym teacher.
Yes. So
Really?
he tried to get me to run the mile one time, and I was like, Wesley, listen, I'll be in your office. I can't. And thereafter, it was, on to the Jets. And from
So-
there,
What did you do with the Jets? Let's pick her
With
up.
the
She has some
Jets.
pictures. Where are the photos?
we got these ladies. Would you like
Oh,
some?
yes. There you
Pass
go.
them down. Pass them down.
Whoa.
Susan, you need some.
This is great. We'll use this at the end.
Absolutely. So I was on the Jets flight crew, but before that, in 2006, we started as the Flag Girls.
Flag girls.
Flag Girls. So mid-season, they were like, listen, Gina, we need you and a couple other girls to run on the field. Now, these are flags made for men. Okay. They're so heavy.
Mhm.
And I'm 4'11", running with this flag for dear life. The wind is whipping. It's in the middle now of the season because they wanted to test us to see how the fans would react to women on the field.
Mm.
I think they liked it. They were excited. However, I was holding on for dear life. The wind in that tunnel, I can't even tell you. So I'm screaming at the girls behind me, hold on for dear life. We're running. Anyhow, it was a huge success. So the following year, in 2007, we started the flight crew. It was rough coming up with the name, not gonna
So
lie.
what is the flight crew?
So the flight crew is basically all of the cheerleaders / dancers put
Okay.
together for
And they dance on the field.
correct.
Okay.
But we also not only just dance, but we also go and do promotional things.
Mhm.
We do the Marty Lyons Foundation.
Mhm.
So many things, charity events. We've so many things. Cipriani's.
I only went twice, and
Cipriani.
Manhattan is the most absolutely greatest place to visit. Look at
Oh
you!
wow!
Whoa!
Stunning.
That one, actually, the third one in is audition.
Okay.
So that one is, and the first one is the one that's all the way on the left that we're looking at
Mhm.
is actually when I was a flag girl.
Oh,
So I was in
So
a
you
corner
had-
by myself.
Yeah. So you had like just going from one thing to the next to the next.
Yes.
So you
yes.
must. It's probably was a great job, right?
Oh my gosh, it was the best, honestly. And I've met so many amazing people, even just the girls alone. Like you would think, oh man, we got up to like 40 women at one point. I was like,
Wow.
whoa, how are you going to do that? And it just worked.
Did it work? You didn't have any bitches?
No,
Really?
no.
Because-
I mean, there was like one time that I was like, listen, we're not doing this on my sideline.
Because at the Breakfast Club when we first started, we had up to 450 women, and we didn't allow the bitches in. We told
no
them,
bitch zone.
there's a sign here, no bitches, because we all help each other. And that's what a community does.
Yes.
That should be.
We only had
100%.
one. We only had one or two. So,
It's
but we
always that
gave them a
one.
shot, and then if they didn't want to come back, they didn't, and they were fine.
I love it. I
Yeah,
absolutely
but
love
usually a lot of women, you know, you
Yeah.
can run into that, especially like
it.
beautician parlors, you know, hairdressers.
Mm.
There's usually one or two,
Right.
but you know, sometimes shops get lucky, and it doesn't happen.
I got very lucky, honestly.
So then, what
So-
happened? You were there for quite a while, right?
Yes, I was there, like I said, from 2006 up until almost the end of the season in 2010. And then, unfortunately, my mother got very ill with cancer. And it was a very rare form, 1 in every 100,000 people, cholangiocarcinoma, bile duct cancer. So going back and forth to New Jersey was just, it was
Too
not
hard.
gonna, yeah. And I was her sole caretaker, you know, and I took care of her and flew back and forth to the Cancer Center of America. They were amazing, but I had to unfortunately leave the team. So I miss it dearly. I do go back when we have like alumni things and whatnot, which we did, like a 10-year reunion where
That's nice.
we went
Mhm.
on the field, we danced, you know,
So
some of
nice.
us were pregnant at the time trying to do the dance. So, but I
So
have-
then, what have you done since then?
so since then I've done, oh gosh, so many things. Basically I was working also at pretty much the same time while I was at like the Jets. I was working for the office, Suffolk County Office for the Disabled.
Well, that's a nice job. I did that
Yes.
with Nassau County,
Yes.
Mhm.
And then they had the biggest layoffs ever with,
and
Yeah.
that's how I met you because you're
that's-
laid off because of my book. Yeah, Susan, I have
Yes.
something for you, honey. You need that. I dropped it on the
there
way
you
in.
are.
So now you read my
Yes.
book,
Yes.
and you said I got to call this lady,
I did.
and that's how I met you.
And I knew you. I was
Yes.
like, I know you.
Some
But
of
I
the people on her Facebook, she saw me on Facebook. I go, you know him? You know him? They've been on the show. My God, how did this happen?
It's
So,
such a
but
small
now,
world.
you know, I was going to help her with her resume and get her going, and she got the job already.
Wow. Incredible.
Yes.
And it's
So-
in today's Newsday,
It
all about
is.
what's happening at Stony Brook. Let's talk about it.
So I'm super, super excited. I actually went on the first interview, which was, you know, just Zoom, but all of a sudden it popped up and there was like 8 people in the room. I was like, whoa, you know.
And this
usually you
was
get-
all on Zoom, which,
Right.
you know, not everybody's comfortable with that, but
Yeah.
it works.
Right, but it was a big crowd. I was, well, okay. All right. So it was a long interview. Thereafter, they called me in to come to the hospital. And I sat down with the chief of oncology, the chief of pediatric oncology, the chief of hematology, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So
Mhm.
it was absolutely amazing.
Great.
So now I will take some time to get,
You're going to start in 2 weeks, right?
well, they said it might take up to 2 months.
Oh,
but
well.
that's because
It's
of,
all right. We'll keep you
paperwork.
busy in between.
yes,
You could be
absolutely.
volunteering. You could.
I'm-
Christmas is a month of
listen,
volunteering.
I'm all in. And I have somebody that will help you guys too.
Oh, amazing.
And today's Newsday, it says opening doors to discovery. That
so
is-
good to me.
That is the job she just got. So congratulations
Congrats.
on getting
Yes,
the job.
salute.
And let's face it, it isn't easy to get a job nowadays, even if you're beautiful like you.
Oh,
And you girls are really easier. You know,
thank
when
you.
you're older, here, let's do that again.
Salute.
We have a photographer here saying, do it again, do it again.
Yes.
I hope you had your coffee again. Yes, you did, Susan. So do you want to give your friend a quick call?
Yes.
Because we're going to run out of time soon.
Absolutely.
We only have 13 minutes left.
Oh
and
gosh.
Just talk to him for 5. That's
Okay.
all. So I wish I knew him, but I met him on the phone.
Yes.
He sounds great.
He is awesome. Wesley Walker from the Jets. He is incredible. I'm going to give him a ring now. He's in Arizona, so a little bit
What's
of
the
a
weather like in Arizona?
hot.
Dry, probably.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
there's no humidity.
Yes.
Yeah.
Dry, dry.
Hello,
Hello, Wes.
speaking.
It's Gina.
And it's
I know.
Valentina, Susan,
And Vincenza.
and Vincenza from the Long Island Breakfast Club show. We have a great
Hey.
author here today. Susan Green, who has a great Christmas book. If you're interested, just go to my page tonight and it'll all be there. It is a beautiful book. And she's from Maryland.
I'll have to check it out.
Yes.
I have to check out the show. I was just looking at your little website, but I'll have to check it out.
There you go. So we don't
And you
look too
can
bad,
thank
right?
my little student there, Gina. She's awesome.
Yes, she was just talking about
We were
you.
just talking about that.
She
Well,
brought us
hopefully
all
it's
these
not all
little
bad.
things here.
No, great thing.
Pardon me?
She brought us the, what do they call these things?
Pom-poms.
Pom-poms. Imagine a
Oh, she did.
73-year-old with a pom-pom.
Hey, well, she was awesome. I had her as a student, and all my students here. I taught for about 25 years, and I ended up at an elementary school my last 16 years. But I had the pleasure of having her in my classes, and I always try to support my students. And I remember going to a couple of recitals. And matter of fact, she knows my daughter, who was a dancer. My daughter danced since she was a little girl, like ballet, jazz.
How nice.
Since she was a little elementary schooler, and at an early age, and she grew up, and matter of fact, she danced for the Nets for a little bit, and she still does a lot of different things with teaching and whatnot. But her and Gina, through a mutual dance teacher, actually got together in a program, and I saw them both dancing together. But Gina was so awesome, and Gina didn't even know. I thought she was so professional and so good, and I was just in awe. But I always love supporting my students, and plus I have just a really, with the dancing situation with my daughter, it was just close to my heart, and she had won a lot of championships, and I just love supporting my students, and they've always supported me as just as a person. They didn't even know a lot of my students didn't know I played football.
We have you on the screen right now. You're looking pretty good to me.
Wait a minute, you can see me?
Yeah,
Yes,
well, not right now, but it's
Oh, I'm good to say.
Who's number 8? What is it, 85?
85.
Who's number 85?
Don't you say
That's-
go, yeah, 85.
Well, we're looking at you. You're pretty lean and sweet here, guys.
Yes.
Looking good.
Very nice. So what do you do? What are you doing now? You retired?
Well, I would like to say that I'm retired, but my wife started a business. Before we left Long Island, my wife had started a business working with the elderly. And I would assist her in everything she does. And I remember one of the first interviews she went on, it was a lady, Kathy Cavallari, and her dad was like 99 at the time. And I just went with her. And so she had him about 4 years, but Wesley Walker ended up being with him every day for 4 years or so. And he lasted till about his 102nd birthday. He was just a wonderful man. But we've had a lot of clients, and I would assist her, but a lot of times I end up being with some of the clients and the patients, and I just got really close to them. And a lot of times with the elderly, for what athletes have to go through as far as injuries, and I can watch the aging process, and especially now since I can't believe I'm saying this, but I just turned 70 in May.
Oh.
But with all the injuries that I've had, and they've been severe, it takes a toll on your body. And when I see older people, and you don't have to play football, it's just the aging process.
Yes, it's
So
hard.
I watch these older people, even just walking around like at Costco or the mall or whatever. And you just say, hey, one day I'm going to be like that. And it's getting to be that point. So I can relate to what they've gone through. And some of the stuff that I'm going through at an early age because of my injuries, this is what some of the elderly people have to go through. But what happens is, when you get to a certain point, I watched it with my mother, in a certain age, they just hit this wall, and it's really difficult for me. And that's the part I really had, because you get so attached and so close, and you like being with them.
I know that.
And then all of a sudden you go there, and they're normal, and they could be in their 80s, 90s, 70, and one day they just wake up, they can't walk, they're bedridden, and they just go downhill, and you have them in hospice. And but I enjoy taking care of them, and I had a great relationship. And I've had I remember this, one of the ladies that I had, she was bedridden. I watched her from, walking around, being healthy, and both her husband all of a sudden became bedridden and passed away. And this one lady, I would come in the door and she's bedridden, can't move. And I'm like, how you doing? How you feeling? I'm better now because you're here, And
well, that
just
means a
me feel
lot,
so good.
yes.
And I had one of my last patients, Joe Byrne, I had, he didn't even want me. I remember his daughter had hired us to come, and when I came, the day I was supposed to come, he got a hotel. He was arguing with his daughter. He didn't want to see anybody. And we talked about that day, and I ended up being with him for like 5 years before I left for Arizona. And then he ended up passing away while we were here, which broke my heart.
Yeah.
But he ended up telling me when we came back to visit, you're the best thing that ever happened to me. I know I didn't want you there, but it just gives you a good feeling, just helping people. And I use this saying, I was watching, I'm a big movie buff. I love watching movies. And there's the movie with Denzel Washington called The Equalizer. And there was a caption at the beginning of the movie, and it's a caption by Mark Twain saying, the most important time in your lives, the two most important things in your lives is when you're born and when you find out why. And I've been trying to figure that out, but I'm here to serve others and to help others. And I was a teacher, I was always serving my students, and they don't know they served me in a way that make me feel good. And a lot of the kids, they didn't even know I played for the Jets. The parents knew, but a lot of them knew me just Mr. Walker, their phys ed teacher, So it's a great place for me to
Now,
give
did
back,
you know Mean Joe Green?
Absolutely. I'll give you a story with that.
Well, the reason I'm asking is because he was my sister's neighbor in Pennsylvania. Pittsburgh.
Great guy. Matter of fact, all the Pittsburgh Steelers, Franco Harris, Lynn Swan, and one time, and this is when I was single, and I had this free trip to go over to Puerto Rico, and everybody's that's been there, don't take any girls, don't take any women. So I brought my best friend with me. And it must have been after the festivals because nobody was even in the hotel. We had the Super Bowl Steelers there, and nobody was there. It was so boring. I actually left my buddy over there. He had met a girl over there, and I left and came back to New York to party and have a good time. But I'll never forget that. But I was with the Pittsburgh Steelers, and I've just had the pleasure of, matter of fact, Lynn Swan recruited me when I was even in high school, and I had the pleasure of playing with him. And there's a game called the Pro Bowl when you reach the pinnacle of being the best of the best in the NFL.
Love that name.
And I made the Pro Bowl my second year, and we were like the starters. But very good guy. And I matter of fact, I'm from California, so I knew a lot of the SC guys because they got recruited there, and some of the guys had gotten drafted over there. But Mean Joe Green, Mel Blunt, Franco Harris, Terry Bradshaw, he was my quarterback in the Pro Bowl.
That's great.
So I've had the pleasure of meeting a lot of different people. And matter of fact, there was a lady here that didn't know football. She happened to hear me when I was at gymnastics class for my granddaughter. And she said, "Oh, you played for football? You played for the Jets?" So I came back today, and she said, "I had to look you up. You were pretty good."
Yeah.
She was a Bears. She's a Bears fan. And I said, I was thinking about you because I didn't say to you, because I do a thing the last 5-6 years at the Super Bowl, and there was a guy that played for the Bears, Brian Urlacher, and my wife and I had taken pictures with him last year. So I was telling her that today. I thought about you because I forgot to tell you some of the guys that you happen to meet a different team. You just happen to meet people. And Valentina, you said you don't really know sports. I'm not a big avid person of sports per se. I like playing it, but I don't follow it. There's a lot of stuff I don't even know. I didn't even know. I was on Halloween trick-or-treating with my grandkids and some family friends. And some people have these big screens, like these big cloths, and they have these little theater projectors, and they're watching games or their Halloween shows or whatever. So there's a baseball game on. I said, "What game is this?" They said, "That's the World Series."
Oh my goodness!
I never even watched the basketball playoffs. I'm lucky to watch the Jets. I'll tell you that.
All right, well,
I didn't even know where they're playing tonight. They're playing
so
tonight.
happy.
I didn't even know.
We're so happy you called. We're going to call you again. But, cheer on this wonderful girl you brought to us because she's getting that
she's
job.
My role model. She is my role model. She's not only beautiful, but she's very talented.
I could see that.
Anybody who has children and can raise children, and I'm around children all the time, and I've raised them. It takes a big effort, and to do that on your own, takes a special person. So I'm so proud of her, and she's good looking to boot.
Well, I need you to watch the show tonight because you're going to see Miss Green's books and mine too, From Fire to Freedom.
Great.
There
I'm going to have to start following you. I'll be looking. I'll look it up.
It's a great Christmas book for everybody to buy for their family.
Well, great. And I'll be out, like I said, November 22nd through the 8th. So hopefully
I hope you come
meet
to the
you and
show.
come to
Yes.
your show or whatever. Okay.
Thank you, and I'll be in
Take care
touch.
of my girl.
All
You
right.
better take care of my girl.
Love you.
Okay,
Thank
bye-bye.
you.
All right.
Bye, Les.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Wow, wasn't that a nice treat? Thank
Okay.
It
you.
made me honestly want to cry. He's so sweet.
He's a doll, really, a doll.
I have to tell you, he did come to my mother's
Wait,
wake.
that's
Aw,
nice.
that's good.
So what is this book here we're talking about?
So all
No
of a sudden-
substitute for Sundays.
It's all about Brett Favre, right? So I get a phone call at the dancing school that I'm teaching at in Kings Park. You're familiar with the studio's life. And I'm at the desk. I just happen to be, perusing whatever in between classes. And I get a call. Hi, I'm looking for Gina. I'm like, okay, I'm Gina. And they were like, well, we need to talk to Gina. And I'm like, again, it's me. Gina G. I said, okay, again, that's me. They wanted to include me in this book because they said to me verbatim, we can't have just Brett Favre. We need Gina G. From the
Really? Are you in it?
Oh, that's
I'm in it.
amazing.
How nice.
Yes.
What page?
I have to find it, actually. I
Oh,
had it
all
all. I'll find it.
Okay, well, that's a
Let's see.
great thing. That's like,
Yes,
that's very good for you. So I'm sure you have a few of those books.
I do. I
Yeah,
have a
that's
few,
amazing.
yeah.
That's a good feeling.
But I thought it was like a, I don't know. I thought it was fake at first.
So you could brought us some nice pictures that you're gonna autograph for us.
So,
And you have any good advice for anyone that might want to do this kind of rah
Yes.
job? I mean, your book has to be in great shape. Look at you.
it's honestly a very, very vigorous and intense process,
Yes.
but it is the most rewarding and amazing time. I can't even tell you. It gives me chills.
Mhm.
Truly, it was the most exciting, nerve-wracking, all things that you could think of.
Look at this great picture of all the people in the game. Really, very nice. All beautiful. One better looking than the other.
This
Really.
was the original crew, 2007.
Jet's flight crew. Very nice. Very,
So
very
these
nice.
are all signed.
So where are you on Facebook if anybody wants to send you a note?
Yeah, so you can find me on Facebook, just under Gina ROSETO, ROSETO.
Mhm.
And that's
So you're ready for you have to put on your corporate uniform now when you start your new job. I'm telling you, when you're off for a while,
yeah.
not that I always dress no matter what,
Right.
but you got to get back into the groove of being very corporate.
I know.
Susan, from coming from a bank, I'm sure you know what I mean.
Yes.
I mean, it's unbelievable. Banking is even more corporate than anything.
Yeah.
I was in publishing, so it was a little more. You didn't even have to dress, but I didn't.
Really?
I always did, and we had a pool table in our office
Wow.
because they
amazing.
wanted the kids to be able to have fun, and I hated it. And they had a daycare where if your kid was sick, you went to get your daycare, the baby, and brought her up to your office. I felt it was too easygoing,
Yeah.
but it was a great company. I was there
Yeah.
for 17 years,
Wow.
and it was a great job. So
Wow.
life is that way.
Yes.
Now we
curveballs.
have, if anybody likes the opera, we have the opera Friday night. Bobby, do we have that slide? I think we do. If you want to bring a loved one to the opera here in Huntington, it's only $10. It's a cheap date. And if you want them to sing the aria of the opera to your loved one, you give a donation of $50. And it's a
I
great
love
night, date night. If you have a date, Friday night in Huntington,
Okay.
it's a great cheap date.
Wow.
And if a girl brings a guy, they really think you went for bucks. They don't know how much the opera
Yes,
is.
that's very true.
But this
They
is
would
a
not know
charity.
for any-
It's
I
a
love
charity
it.
night. And also my favorite tenor is Chris Macchio.
Oh.
He is Trump's private tenor.
Oh, wow.
He is going to be here on December 12th at my church, and we're going to go to that because we're big fans of Chris, and he's coming on the show. Hopefully, he won't break the windows when he sings, but in a few weeks. So we have that to look forward to.
Amazing.
And next week we have the former hairdresser of a movie star
Ooh.
Susan?
Elizabeth Taylor.
Elizabeth Taylor's former
My
former
God.
hairdresser coming on.
That's
Seriously?
amazing.
He's elderly now,
Oh,
but
gosh.
he draws and he brings
Oh.
paintings
He
and,
has a book.
he has a book.
does.
Yes.
Wow.
That's incredible.
So you know,
So cool.
everybody makes books out of. You can make a book out of anything, right, Susan?
Absolutely.
Nice.
Yes.
You
And
were talking about corporate America. When I started in banking, we had to wear a dress or a skirt. You couldn't
Right.
wear slacks back in the day.
we used
Right?
to wear the bow blouses. Now they're coming back. The bows.
And all the pantyhose. Oh my gosh. I was so glad the day we got rid of the pantyhose.
So anyway, we only have 4 minutes, so I'm going to ask maybe one or two of you to answer a question. What's something you're afraid of?
You know, I don't like being alone. I'm afraid of being alone. So
Really?
I surround myself with people always. Yes.
What's something that might make you faint?
Oh, I used to faint from blood, but not anymore.
Oh, okay.
When I had my blood taken, but now after kids, you can do anything.
And what is something slender, Susan?
Something what?
Slender.
Not me.
You are super
That's
slender.
funny.
Teeny tiny.
Something raunchy is mine.
Oh.
Oh.
Something I really don't like that's raunchy is any donuts or cupcakes that are gooey. I like chocolate, but I don't like gooey stuff.
Yes.
I can't stand it when it's
All
so
over.
sugary and
Yeah.
Yeah.
you know, I like plain. I like plain crumb cakes, things like that. Yep.
Too
I was
much.
just going to say to Vincente, if I can, I used to be the head of the board for a nonprofit in Philly for children, service 1,500 kids a year and their families. And it's so rewarding. And I was just thinking about what you guys do. It's got to be extremely rewarding, but challenging because you're fundraising
Yes.
all the time.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And actually, you know, she's going to help you.
I know. I'm
We
so
already
excited.
signed up.
Yes.
We're
Yes.
old ladies, so we
much.
can't carry the
And
bags.
these bags are
Yeah.
phenomenal.
And this book, my first book, which is In Love and Friendship, is about a little girl from Center Reach who almost drowned in a pool, and she needed hyperbarics to stay alive. This is 18 years ago. And my best friend who's on the back with me, Jerry, she's still alive. We received communion together. We're friends 60-something
It's
years.
incredible.
Wow.
And this little girl is still alive. But
God bless.
we got involved because the parents were so devastated.
Yeah, of course.
And we met the grandmother in a bar.
Oh.
Wow.
Okay? And that's how this happened.
Amazing.
From meeting her grandmother in a bar, she was crying. And we were kind of having some lunch drinks. And we said, well, let's go meet this girl. And that's how it
How it
happened.
happens.
So you can make a book out of anything.
True.
You can make a film out of anything. In the short films that I'm in now, people just take an experience and they make a short indie film. It's amazing when you're off and you can do it, something different. So what I say to everybody every day is every day, get up, get dressed, show up. And now we have these rah-rahs, okay? And that's what we do in the end. If you have a ball, Susan, throw the ball. And that's a wrap. Woo! Thank you, Susan.
Thank you. It's nice meeting everybody.
Nice
Yes.
meeting you.